Hey everybody, this is JP Firepledge bringing you guys another part of Spyro. In the last part we went through Beastmakers, and today we're going to be going through Dreamweavers. Nice little fantasy world for us. We're going to see a lot of interesting things as we go through. Real quick, just to preface, I wanted to go ahead and show you guys our skill points for the area. In this area we're going to have to do the secret room in the home world, and Haunted Towers we have to burn the blue wizard hat, Lofty Castle is destroy the hidden stump, and then in J'accuse we have to we have to do it perfect on him. Alright, so go ahead and get started. As you can see, the main gimmick of the homeworld. This homeworld is actually one of the more dangerous homeworlds too. We all of these they're called the Fools. The Fools, and I forget what the women are called, but I think they're like the maidens or something like that. But all of these fools are controlled, as you see, by that little gun that's stationed up here at the top of the middle platform of the level. So the trick with this level is that we need to get up to that tower so we can control which enemies we can defeat. So, as you saw, the big fools aren't really the problem. The problem where comes, we can just flame large fools. The problem comes with these enemies over here. I would show you guys, but I don't want to like get knocked back off the cliff. They actually are invincible when they're big like that. You can't charge them because they're too large to be charged, and you can't actually you can't flame them because they're metal. So they leave you in a kind of an odd predicament. So what I want to do first is, since this level requires a bit more finessing to get between, and I want us to be able to just go to the levels and stuff like that when we get to it, I'm gonna go ahead and get very close to 100%ing the homeworld before. Normally I'd go through and collect the treasure as we go through the levels. I'm gonna get close to 100%ing the homeworld so I can go back and forth between the levels fairly quickly. I'll probably do it in reverse order as well.
Welcome to the Dreamweavers, young one. While chasing Nasty's minions in this world, you must expect the unexpected and prepare for what is not there.
And that dragon brings up an excellent point in this world, as we've already seen, that these fools and these ladies, the dancing, I don't know, we'll call them the dancing ladies maybe, everything is liable to change in this world without any real explanation or any real warning, honestly, as well. In many of the worlds you'll find that there are variations of enemies, variations of past stuff we've seen, and they kind of put a weird little twist on it, like Norks that we saw in the beginning of the game will float on balloons or something like that, and that suits of armor will come to life. It's definitely, while we had magic crafters, this one is almost a bit, this one has a lot of like tying in themes with magic crafters as well, being that there are so many odd magical things going on. So now we have control of the cannon. We can make these two small, so we can just charge them and get up to the very top. And we can also make this, what do we call them? Dancing ladies? We'll call them that, yeah. Make her small as well. And that'll let us kill all the enemies in the level.
Hello, Spyro. Nicely done. I'll be done when I've toasted that nasty Nork.
Alright. So let's keep on rolling. So we can charge through all the enemies now. You can see they're a little bit more scared. The ladies are when they're small. The other guys will just take a foot right to us. They don't care. See, he's raring to go. Like I said, let's go ahead and clear out. As you saw though, I did leave the one chest, or I'm sorry, the one gem near the balloonist, just like we have done in the past parts. So we'll end the level with exactly 5 treasure remaining. That's how we'll know we're actually close to done.
The fools you see in this world are invincible, but that does not mean they shouldn't be attacked.
Sounds all right to me.
And these are the fools. Another enemy you only see inside Magic or Dreamweavers. They do things that are kind of odd, like they'll change platform if they can go up and down. Normally they're kind of associated with these platforms, but a lot of times, I think a couple other times we can see them being used in other ways, contrary to what we originally taught before them. An interesting enemy, to say the least. Okay. And so, as y'all might have remembered, which wasn't too long ago, I'm sure you did, we made these two small, and they were blocking the path. So, we should go check out what's beyond that. So I got a fair amount of treasure in this world, so see, them two are worth 10 each, which is nice. Here, look at that, we got some more cool stuff. Alright, got a couple fools, got a little puzzle up here. And this is the secret room. Kinda hard to... You wouldn't think that it is. This one actually I missed the first time through. I actually wandered into it randomly, and I had to, once I looked up I had looked up a guide for it, and then afterwards I was looking around for it, and I wandered into it randomly when I was looking for it. It was kind of funny. But yeah, that's where it is. It's just this, and then we'll go over here, step on the little thing, get ourselves a skill point. These guys are lining up pretty good for us right now. You can actually skip one of them if you really don't want to hit both of them. Just jump right to the last one. Flame this. Step away from me so you don't get smacked by him. Collect the little treasures. And that should leave us... Looks like we're missing one. We got the one by the balloonist, so we already know about that one, Sparks. We'll find it as we're going through the level, I'm sure. So, what we're doing first, we're going to go to Icy Flight. This is going to be our first level that we're going into, just because we're up here and this is the hardest one to get to. Alright, we're over here in Icy Flight. So, we gotta do... This one's got a bit more to it than the other ones. We gotta go through, we gotta get our chests, we gotta get our lighthouses. Snag this, hit an immediate... It's okay, we'll loop around here. Snag this guy. Try and grab this chest. Grab the chest at the same time. Trying to grab the chest at the same time is actually a little rough because you have to be pretty pinpoint on the towers to make sure they actually light up. And look, it's just saying it's perfect timing, obviously, because we got our first train coming by. Try and nab the train first. We'll take these guys out. Got one more. It's good to go ahead and it's kind of useful to be able to bounce into the walls so that you can make sure you don't miss them. Snag our last one of these guys, and then we'll take these guys and take out our little helicopter buddies over here. We still got plenty of time though, so yeah, like I said, missed one. We can loop back around and grab them. That's all three in this area over here, so. And get a last one. Respectable time, 17.4. Alright, that's gonna be everything. Alright, so what we're gonna do, we have a portal right down here. We're gonna drop right down and go right to Lofty Castle. And if I remember correctly, I believe in Lofty Castle, we have to destroy the hidden stump. We'll see what that means when we get there. Alright, here we are in Lofty Castle. We got a big old fantasy looking castle, got portals on the portals for windows. This is another area, as we've come to start expecting, that they like to really hide the treasure in the grass. So you can see it's a little higher than usual. So what we're going to do is use the whirlwind first off. And this is like what I talked about. This is one of the Norks from the early world. He's going to fall down if we break his balloon. So, for him, got his balloon broken. And these enemies are a bit obnoxious because they'll do things like this, where their treasure falls. A lot of enemies, when they die, they'll just pop the treasure right into you. For these guys, though, they actually won't do that. You have to still go grab their treasure. I guess they technically don't count them as a dead enemy. You got these little cupids, shoot some flaming arrows at us. But we can charge them more flaming, so that's nice. And here's the primary mechanic for this world that is a little different than what normally would be. We have these fairies right here. They do not feed. We're going to release them though. Now, the fairies are going to walk over to these platforms. There's a bunch of them throughout the world. We gotta save every one of them to make sure we get 100% of the world. What they'll do is they're gonna sit over here and they're gonna start spinning and creating a whirlwind platform for us so we can get over to the dragon. Nice and helpful.
Fairies are always on your side, Spyro.
Okay. Short, sweet, to the point. Like I said in an earlier bit, we get a little bit of tutorialization now. We're kind of beyond the point of tutorials, to be honest, because of just how late in the game we are. But they still give us a couple little tidbits here and there. And if you notice, I actually there was another enemy early on that we were able to do this, but you can actually break their projectiles if you charge through them. And just a little fun tidbit, this is actually, I think, one of the only red jump chests in the game. They really didn't do red as a jump chest very much, just because of the low value of them. But I always found it interesting, is like in this level, there is that one. I'm not sure why. It seems as though maybe they just wanted to kind of have a different one, or they had made the asset and just didn't want to not use it. And if you guys are eagle-eyed, you would have noticed there's our hidden stump we have to destroy. And the stump isn't exactly a easy to destroy stump, so we'll have to see how we can take care of that a little later on. Alright, good stuff. So we're going to clear out the level over to the right real quick. Didn't charge through it fast enough. Oh well. Yep, we're going to clear out the level to the right real quick and just open it up a bit. Snag the dragon too.
Thank you for releasing me.
Alright, it's been a minute, but we gotta thank you for releasing me. I like it. It's been a minute since we got one of those. Over in Peacemakers, I think we got like 2 or 3 of them back to back or something like that. But in in Dreamweavers. No, I'm sorry, we're in Dreamweavers. I'm getting mixed up. Over in Magic Crafters, we actually had 2 or 3 of them like back to back. But in this one, we haven't seen thank you for releasing me in about a whole entire world or so. So we gotta fly over here and free the last fairy. I want to try and get this guy with the top. Oh, what is this? Nope, doesn't work. Unfortunate. We got some fairies over here. We got a little charge pad over that way. Not charge pad, but just a little bit of a way we can go, I suppose. That also is interesting. I noticed just now as well. I don't know if we've had a red come out of a 3 fire blow chest, which I'm calling these, I guess, a topped chest. I don't really have a good name for it, to be honest. I haven't really seen any reds come out of that before. Most of the time it's a green, or it's a blue, or sometimes even a yellow, but never like a basic red. Kind of interesting. Yeah, there you go. It's another one of those ones that I was telling you, these enemies, they just kind of drop their treasure right on the ground when you kill them. We'll go ahead and grab a fairy for sparks, or a butterfly for sparks. You gotta be careful for these guys, they have a really long range. They don't look it, but they actually do have a pretty good one. That's up on this platform there was one of every color gem except for the pink ones. That's 25, so those are only for special situations. Okay, so as you noticed, we're still missing a couple of dragons in this area, and you can even see some treasure over there. What we're going to do is a pretty high point, so we'll fly back to the introduction of the level and make our way over to that sparkling treasure over there. It's a pretty quick jaunt, so I'll just show y'all how to get over there. And here we go. We had went up this way a little ways just to clear up the enemies so they wouldn't take pot shots at us. But there's a couple special things. Well, first we'll go and get all the treasure up here and get our extra life. And then we could take that, and I think we will. Set us all the way up here. As you can see, we have a couple of Norks flying around and some fairies in suspended cages. Got them all in one go. And you can go up there if you can just get them one at a time or anything like that, but sometimes it's helpful to get them all in one go. Saves you a little bit of time. Not a bad thing. We're gonna grab the key. That's to a chest we saw way earlier in the level.
Ah, Spyro, thanks. Supercharge will get you to new places here in Lofty Castle, too. See where it takes you.
That's all the dragons. And the vast majority of the treasure is going to be associated with this supercharge. It's really nice they give us a dragon spawn point. And so I'm going to go through down this the first time so y'all can see where the natural progression takes us. Jump all the way over here. Get a hard left. And there you go. That's the tricky part. We'll go ahead and get the chest, and I'm actually going to do something that I haven't really done too much in this game so far. So there's a thing called death abuse in games like speedrunning and stuff, where if you jump off the platform, instead of having to walk all the way back to make another attempt, you can just jump off a cliff and you'll respawn back at the place you previously were. So you see, puts us back at the dragon spawn point, and we can go again. Oh, look at that. We got it on the first try. That's great. Alright, so what we're going to do is, we got extra life just now, which is kind of nice, but we're going to go ahead and do another death abuse. Because there was treasure up on that ridge that we need to pick up. Yep, there we go. You just need to stop yourself a little early. As you can see, the hitbox is a little bit gracious for the for that one. So, and I think we missed a couple of red pieces. Snag those. Nice that they weren't too far away. We'll mosey on over towards the exit. All right, here we are. We're over at the end. Hop on out of Lofty Castle. Okie dokie. So, our next world is going to take us right over here to Dark Passage. Earlier in one of the parts, I actually mistakenly called one of the very first levels in the game Dark Passage, which was kind of funny. I just gotta say, I really like that intro when Spyro flies towards the camera. He doesn't do that more than I think 4 or 5 times the entire game. He'll use the super high one and he'll use the super low one, but yeah, I always found it really cool. And so, as you can see, in this level, the fools are yet again here. They don't have any platforms, but they control the light. If we hit them, they become a static lantern. They don't last for forever though. I'll show you in a second what they do. So you see these guys, and when they're in the light, they're little pit bulls or chihuahuas. but when the enemies are in the dark, they become like Godzilla-ified or something like that. And Dark Passage isn't one of the and Dark Passage is one of the only levels in this whole place that doesn't have a skill point, so we're good on that.
The enemies here can be quite frightening, but you should watch the fools.
I'd rather flame the fools.
Now you're thinking.
Alright, so we're going to continue on through the level, and like the dragon said, you can see the fools. If we flame the fools, they will become rainy again. And it's kind of good because on these guys, you actually don't really need to flame the large dogs. Same as in the homeworld. The only ones you really need to use the mechanic for is the turtles, because you can see that they are made of metal, so we can't actually flame them. Pretty bog standard for any of y'all guys who've been watching for a while. Get the dragon.
Thank you for releasing me.
Alright, and that is gonna be, I believe, number 5? No, number 6 on our thank you for releasing me count. Make a note of that right quick. We'll try and take these guys out without, oh, alright. It's alright. We will take out them all. Get the stuff gem. Get eaten real quick. I think we can actually just tap the fools too and they just become lanterns no matter what we do to them. Thought I had mushrooms back here, but I do not. Got a little hard chest here. Oop, that was a little risky business. Continue on, grab our last dragon, and we'll do a little bit of exploring. This area's got a bit more to it than just the basics.
You know, I think you just might be the dragon to defeat Nasty Nork.
That's me, all right.
Alright, and with that, you see we got a firework way over there. We're gonna have to find a path we haven't gone down yet. Would you look at that? There's one right down there, how convenient. So, just make sure the rest of them there. Fly on down. We'll mosey our way on over. Took a wrong turn, Albuquerque, sorry about that. Take out some dogs. Take out some cupids. Take a hit. It's all good though. Give Sparks a break, let him get some lunch. Oh, we can get a big lunch. As I discussed in the last part, that we're not going to really use death abusing that much in the little tutorial, because I know it's kind of like it's more for like speedrunners and stuff to do that sort of stuff. And I'm just trying to give you guys the normalized Spyro experience as I immediately die. Alright, so as I was saying, trying to give everybody like normalized Spyro experience, and sometimes that involves jumping into pits. I like it. Alright, so here we go. Gotta get over here, flame the pool, and kind of on a little bit of a time limit now, because I think this pool is one of the shorter ones in the level. Made it out with one hit, that's alright. Clear this area out, grab all the treasure. Like I said, no skill points in this world, so It's a pretty normal, just run around and grab all the gems. I had a little something at the end of the video I wanted to chat with y'all about, so if you wanna, if anything, I'd appreciate it if you guys would check up. I want to do a little bit addendum to my the way we're doing the playthrough. Kind of give y'all an idea of how I want to frame some of this stuff. Let's go ahead and take the turtle out too. I don't want him hitting me out of the dragon.
Thanks, Spyro. I'd love to help you catch Nasty, but I'd really hate to be trapped in Crystal again.
Don't worry. The only one that's gonna be trapped is him.
Right, poke your lantern. A little bit of a risky jump there. I wouldn't do that again. But you guys are pros at Spyro by now. You've been following me, obviously, so you're welcome to take all the risks you need. And this is a very roundabout way, obviously, but we are about to get towards that. Firework we've so desired and wanted for so long.
Thank you for releasing me.
We're really picking up on the thank you for releasing these again. We had a bunch of them, as I said earlier, we had a whole bunch of them over there in Magic Crafters, and then Dreamweavers, they got them over here too. Not a lot of chatty buddies over here, that's for sure. But hey, they're trying to get us through the game. They're like, you guys have had enough tutorials, don't worry. We're not gonna tutorialize you the entire game. A couple guys just want to say thanks. Alright, so our last one is over here at this chest. Rocket was going crazy. Just 500 out of 500. Fly on over to the exit. Got all the dragons a little earlier. And that's going to be Dark Passage 100%. Alright, so we'll head on over to one of the second to last level that we're going to cover. I'm going to save the boss for last because he's right over there by the exit. You can jump around here if you don't want to mess around with fool ladies. We gotta fly all the way back over here. And this is one of the levels that we have a skill point in, so we'll have to keep a watch on it. I believe, if I remember correctly, we need to look out for a blue wizard hat in Haunted Towers. So we'll go there. Alright, here we are in Haunted Towers. This is one of the bigger levels in the game, actually. It's got a lot of mechanics going on at one time. You see we got this suit of armor, has an ominous glow about it. So, these Norks have grenades now. We got, oh, there's one of those suit of armors right there we were talking about. Aim to life. So, you wouldn't really see it, but the Nork's grenade is actually what brings them to life. Or, actually, you know what? I just realized that's actually incorrect. I just realized the wizards is what brings them to life in this version. Originally, what it was in the first game, it was the Norks. When you kill them, their little their grenades would bring the suits of armor to life. So, here we go. This is the main mechanic of this world. We can't flame for any of these chests or any of these armors without actually having the Super Flame. As you can see, this guy is impeding our path. And Super Flame is so strong that it can break locked and big chests that we would usually need a supercharge for, or a rocket. So, introduction to the Super Flame mechanic again that we saw earlier in Magic Crafters. And we're on a pretty short time limit though, as you can tell, so we need to definitely make use of it as fast as we possibly can. But I think in this level, I think there might be a little something for us if we explore the whole thing. Might be able to find some way to circumvent us needing to go back and get little smooches every time.
Hey, Spyro. All dragons know there's magic in a fairy's kiss. See what it can do to your power of flame.
He's over here letting us know about the super flame that we need from the fairies that we had gotten. We had seen that in an earlier part, but actually this may be, if you hadn't gone through and 100%ed the world, this would actually be one of the first instances of you having super flame ever. Pretty interesting like that. So, if I remember correctly, I think the blue wizard's hat is somewhere around here. We'll look for it real quick. Maybe it's a little later. We'll go ahead and get a smooch. Smooch! And we'll go charging right along. Our main objective is we have to get the one over here to the left. This is our progress. We'll take this one out as well. And take out the wizard that brought them all to life. Now you may be, oh yeah, I can go back and get some of these with the kiss, but just trust. Oh, there it is. There's our wizard hat. You can see it right on the edge there. I think we snagged it. Yeah, we did. Alright, so just fly over there and just hit for a flame, go for it. That was a little sketchy. I wasn't sure if I was going to get it, but we did. Alright, coming at some supercharge. This will let us break through these metal doors, no problem. Try and break out all the metal doors first. We can also fall into pits, but as you can see, we can break down those metal dudes with the supercharge. So, alright, well next time we will try and find a dragon so we can get a checkpoint before we roll on over. It's a little risky to try and go in the pit like that. I wasn't sure if it was going to work out, to be honest, anyway, but it's okay. There you go. We're right back where we were. So, nothing ventured, nothing gained. Personal anecdote here, but I think that when they do this part, it actually makes it a little difficult to see when you, Ooh, get out of there quick. I think there might actually be a fairy in one of these, so we'll want to, yeah, let's just go ahead and grab the fairy. We'll use that to break the door down instead of our supercharge. Now this is what they want you to do. What I did was hot dog it. We got a dragon. Headphone warning for y'all. Like a second too late. Sorry about that. So we got that guy. We will grab our gem right here. And we will mentally check this place off as finished. Grab our dragon.
Hold your horns. Here comes Spyro.
Patience, little one. You'll soon have the opportunity to battle the one who matters most. Nasty Nork.
Alright. Good stuff. Alright, so I did say we were done with Supercharge. We're not necessarily done. As you can see, we can get all the way out into the very beginning of the level. Right even here. And we're going to need that because if you can tell, this little ramp actually can act as a supercharged jump like we saw in Treetops. So that's what we're going to need to go for. Can we get it? Yes, we got it. Good stuff. That one's a bit tricky, and it's pretty hidden actually if you didn't know about it. So maybe we'll find a way to open that up in a second.
You've become a master of the supercharge. Great work!
Alright, well now we're a master supercharge, as that guy says. Okay, we got this little area with a bunch of haunted armor suits. So what we gotta do here is you gotta climb it as fast as possible because the magic will eventually reach these armor suits. And they will completely impede your path. This one is the one that will impede your path the most, actually. So, if that happens, you don't gotta drop all the way down, but I believe you have to go back enough to where they'll despawn the magic. Yep, they'll all fall down again. This one's kind of timed. You really don't want to be bonking your heads, and you want to be like a full suit of armor ahead of him, if at all possible, so that you can knock him out. And the suit of armors don't die, as you noticed. So, you gotta hang out in here, say hey to this chick. Alright, so what is she gonna give us? As you can see, now we are Super Spyro. Pretty much. So essentially what this one does, as you can see there's no bar on the right, this gives us a permanent super flame for the rest of this level. So we can use it to our heart's content. And to our heart's content means we are going to take out all of these. Take out all the suits of armor that the wizard outside her little place raised from the dead, or raised from inanimacy. Okay. Before we fall down that hole, we definitely want to make sure we catch the one that's over here. We don't want to forget this chest. We have to go all the way back for it. That one gives us a purple. Alright, y'all. And I actually just tried to make that glide and it didn't work out, but so we're gonna go down the hole. Little tidbit for you: learn from my mistakes. Don't do the same things I do. And I'm gonna let y'all know about it. I'm not too proud not to say that. So, having the super flame for the rest of the level is actually really beneficial for us too. We can just flame through everything that we find now. No charge needed, no anything needed. On initial inspection, you'd probably look through the level and think you had to go through and get supercharge and knock through all of these suits of armor, and technically you could do it that way if you really wanted to. We don't want to do it that way. We want to go through, we want to get all the good stuff. You see, if you go backwards through the level, if you even die like one time, if you go back through the level, you actually won't spawn any of the chests to become animate again, which is pretty useful actually if you want to make it all the way through the level and then you want to go backwards through it, or try and like supercharge them like I said. It seems like it would be pretty cool. I think we can make this glide. Skip some of the level that we don't want to go back through again. Skip the supercharge section. And if you actually notice just now, there's a little hole in the roof right there to let you know there's more to the level. Nice little way to let y'all know that, let us all know that we need to explore a bit further. And with the supercharge, or the super flame power up that's permanent, we really don't need any more fairy smooches or anything like that. And we can get through the level with relative ease. See, he ain't really happy we made it all the way over here. That's 500 out of 500. That's 100%. Take a last look at Superpower Spyro before we lose it and we jump in the thing. That we can't keep it. But, alright, that would be Haunted Towers, 100%. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and make our way over to the boss of this world. His name is J'accuse. Figured I'd go ahead and grab the gem while we're over here, since J'accuse is actually pretty close to the end. Alright, this is our world boss. So I'm going to show y'all real quick. We got all the skill points so far. We just need to get J'accuse perfect and Nasty North perfect, and we'll be good. Alright, so this is J'accuse. This is the toughest world in the entirety of Dreamweavers. The enemies are all really aggressive. You can see we went from having little cupids and happy things to this whole world looks like a nightmarish place. Got evil architecture. We got monsters instead of like I said, monsters instead of fairies. This would definitely be a part of a dream-like area, but it's very interesting to see it displayed out here in front of us. Now, J'accuse has some of the more difficult platforming in the game, actually. Not any of this right now. This is pretty bog standard at the moment. But as we get farther along, you'll see what I mean. Take out some of these. Kind of like the big mamas again. They're like some sort of Norks with. They almost look kind of like cross-dressing Norks, which is kind of a funny concept to think about. Alright, so beyond this door lies the boss. We'll go ahead and collect his little treasures and grab the dragon, I think. So we can. You can see he's like a bouncing jester type of thing. And actually, I'm thinking, I believe this world is the only one that has maybe 2 dragons, if I remember correctly. But we'll go through the level. On this side as well. We'll make sure we get everything over here. This level is a pretty standard level, up until we get to the hard platforming sections. Here we have to hit 2 of the thieves to jump up here, grab a 10 piece, 2 10 pieces and a treasure. Treasure key. Alright, we'll use them again, hop on over, we'll unlock the treasure key, and then I'll explain to y'all the hard part of this game. Or this level. We got 25 pieces from that, so pretty good amount of money getting thrown around at this point. So, as you can see, far over there's a dragon. This is the only world that has more than 1 dragon in the boss world. And what we'll need to do is find a way to lower that pillar. And that pillar, normally it would be the fools, but this one is actually controlled by multiple fools. You can see it lowered when we hit the fool in the middle. I know it looks like we're ignoring these guys, but this pillar is critically important to our continuing the level. We see, raises us up high enough. And really, you only need to hit the fool, the second fool, and the one that's right before so that you can get down to this pillar right here. So that guy who's standing right there will control the one right in front of him, and the one that's far over there to behind the wall will control this one. So if you can hit both of them and get on this pillar in time, you should be able to get to the dragon over here.
Thank you for releasing me, Spyro. Take care.
I'm gonna check the jury on that one. I'm gonna say that's a thank you for releasing me. I know he said something else, but I don't know. Jury's still out on that one, I think. So this is one of the more odd platforming bits we have to do. You can get all of them in one go. I actually believe it's a achievement to do that. But as you can see, we unfortunately didn't get it on our first go. Like I said, most of the stuff in this game, you can try it on your first or second try. It's not like mandatory that you get it the first time ever. But it's definitely just helpful, it just saves you a little bit of time. Spyro is a pretty low pressure game in in the first one. There's not a lot of insane jumps and things like that you need to make. As I jump into the pit. There we go. We got it. like we said, first try, right? first try. But like I've been saying a couple times, this is definitely a oh, okay, now it wants to, oh, never mind, it's the same thing we had going. Just take that. I blame the fool for that one, obviously. This fault. Checking over here real quick, make sure we don't miss anything before we fly over. So what we're gonna do is fly ourselves on over here. Take out the last of the enemies before the boss that have treasure attached to them. Since I did die, I did. Alright, so we'll come on over here. And some of the enemies respawn depending on what state the world was when the dragon you last used as a checkpoint was unlocked, and when you got your last fairy checkpoint. So none of the enemies over here respawn, but those two did. But we don't have to collect them again for treasure purposes, which is good. Get our last dragon.
Any advice before this battle?
Advice? A wise dragon once told me aim high in life, but watch out for flying boxes.
Huh?
Alright. So this boss is gonna throw boxes at us as his... Okay. So this boss is gonna go throw boxes at us. And what I'm gonna do is, since we have to get a perfect on this, I'll cut back in when I get a good run for him, but if I get a hit, I'm gonna have to die to him, because we need to get a perfect run for him. And you see, we can actually abuse his cowardice. I'll bounce off his little jack-in-the-box spring. It looks like he's just a big fool. He makes the platform start up for us. Alright, awesome. So there we go. We got it on the very next try. I believe that's all the money in this area too. Must be a little bit up here. Yep, there we go. A couple of last little 25 pieces. That's going to be all the skill points for this area, and we'll go and hop out at your queues. Okay, everybody. So there we go. We got our balloonist friend hanging out, waving at us. Let's go through the list real quick. We got Dreamweaver's Dark Passage, Lofty Castle, Haunted Towers, Icy Flight, and Jacques. We got all the skill points now except for just beating Nasty Nork perfect. So that would be Dreamweaver's 100%. We'll go and talk to our balloonist and we'll move on to the next world.
Well done, Spyro. I hope you know what lies in store for you. Nasty's world is not the friendliest place you'll ever find. Are you ready to go?
Alright, buddy. Here we are. We're over here in Nasty's world. See, Nasty's world, got the big dragon heads, the industrial theme behind it. We really don't want to hit any treasure boxes or grab any gems, so I'm going to make sure he stands right here so that Nasty's world is 100% in its own video. Real quick tidbit for you is that actually, if we had wanted to, we could have completely skipped Dreamweavers with our 100% run so far. You only need treasure to get through Dreamweavers, and if you're 100%ing every other level, you'll actually have enough treasure to get through to Nasty's world no problem. Which is a nice little interesting bit. Just that little bit aside, I also wanted to talk about what my plans are for the achievements. I had looked back through the achievement lists and realized that we had actually already gotten a fair amount of the achievements, but some of them required very specific runs through the same exact worlds, and I wanted to do a different... I want to run through a different playthrough and get achievements for y'all, and I think maybe in Spyro 2 we'll go through and have achievements turned on so that we can see and I can explain when we go through those. So for Spyro 1, achievements are going to be their own video. I'm going to do a completely new run for Spyro 1 and record myself getting all the achievements and then do voiceover over top of it. So you guys can look out for that. Instead of having the catch-up episode, we'll be pretty much done with the game once I get through Nasty's world. We'll just do, instead of a catch-up episode, we'll just do a trophies-only episode. So I hope you guys like that. But alright, like I said, we are done with Dreamweavers, and we're heading on to Nasty's World next. We're going to get a shot with our little rat friend we've made. That's going to be it for us. It's JP Fire Pledge on everywhere. We're streaming these parts on Twitch. Hit me up on Twitter if you have any comments or if you want to know when the stream is going live. And you'll see the next part in a little while. Alright, appreciate you guys coming out. I'll talk to you later. Peace.